Hello, ChaoShaoBao here, and today we're going to make a disaster guide for Minamata, which is going to be our September disaster, or world boss. So for this video, I'm going to just basically go through the wiki, and then I'll leave some playthrough of me actually in-game, so you can see how I built my team and how much damage I did. So if we go here to the wiki, I'll go to the Minamata guide. I'll leave a link in the description below. This is my first time recording my computer and my voice at the same time, so hopefully this works. Anyway, you can see the description of the Minamata guide, and then you can also see the skills that we have. So you have Minamata raises its attack and defense. This is just a continuous effect that most disasters have. This one is deals damage to all enemies, makes enemies immune to healing, so this is heal block. And then we have a deals damage to all enemies and gives self a shield. And then we also have a massive damage AoE and percent bleeding debuff. So all of these skills can be dispelled, contrary to what they say. And so we're going to need a lot of team cleanse and a lot of enemy dispel. So if we go down to our blessings, we have 4 blessings to choose from, and so the first one is going to be a revive souls. That's going to be the free one. We're going to use this for like basically every day, and then one day out of the 30 you're going to probably want to choose heartburn or crazy flames in order to increase that damage to get all of the maximum or the max amount of rewards for that disaster as you can. So heartburn is going to increase your food soul damage by 30%, and then if you choose crazy flames you will get 100% crit for all of your food soul attacks. And so if you are using a beer team and that's very advanced, whatever, you have good URs, you have good artifacts, you want to choose crazy flames. However, if you do not have a beer team and you just have a regular team, you want to use heat burn, and that's generally going to be the best option for you. As we go down, we have some recommended food souls. You can pay attention to this if you want, but usually most people don't have these, or they're at very low ascension, so they're not useful. Now, our strategy tips, and there's also recommended fallen angels, but again, it doesn't really apply as well. So for our strategy tips, you're going to use mainly 1 healer and then 4 strength / magics. You can use a tank if you want, but that's usually if you're very early game, under level 50, and you need some more survivability. For our healers, you're going to want an AoE heal, so like Sweet Tofu, like Candy Cane, like Fondant Cake, Showman, and you want a team cleanse. And so if you go into the basic skills and energy skills of your, or artifacts of your food souls, you can determine if they have a team cleanse or not. And I'll make a food soul guide in the future to further talk about basic skills and how to read and understand what they do. So for the healer, you're going to try to use speed, because you want that team cleanse hitting as many times as possible, so that whenever Minamata's effect comes up, it can be cleansed immediately. And then for your strength / magic, you want to use a team cleanse if you don't have one for your healer, and an enemy's dispel. So these can be 2 different units, or they can be 1 unit, but make sure that you have both of these effects in your 5 food soul team. So for this one, you want I would prioritize speed over attack, especially for the enemy dispel, because what this does is it takes away the defense up, and it also takes away the invincibility shield kinda that Minamata has. And so if you want to do the max amount of damage, you want to constantly be dispelling him so that you have as much damage and as much time to do damage on him as possible. Or her, Minamata might be a her, but I don't know. Anyway, so you want 3 damage units, and you want them to have speed or attack, whichever one gives out more damage. You can check in the battle drills to compare the damage, but yeah, that's what you want. So team guidelines, again, I already said, team cleanse and enemy dispel are going to be your main 2 effects that you really need. And then they go through the blessing recommendations and general pointers, and they also give you some examples as to what healers and what strength units to use. You can read this on your own time, and I'll leave the link in the description as I said before. However, I'm just going to go into my gameplay now. So yeah, they give you some good strength units. I'm going to be using Borscht. I'm also going to be using Rum, I believe. Yes, Rum. And then a Turkey, but no artifact, because he's just a really good damage dealer. And then they give you some other options, and they understand if you're using a defender, if you're under level 50 or you need more survivability, generally you want to be using Tom Yum or some sort of self-healing defender, that would increase the survivability. This is of course for lower level players. You really want as much time to attack this disaster as possible, but if you can have a harder but faster hit, it really just depends up to you. And so they give you some more examples and some general team comp and some example player teams. I'll leave this in the description as I said, but let's get into the gameplay. Okay, so now we're in. I only have 4 minutes left, so I'm actually going to do the disaster boss first. As you can see, I am going to have a general healer. I'm going to have Borscht for the enemy team Dispel. I'm going to have Turkey DPS, Natto DPS, Rum for DPS and energy. So it's going to be really helpful. Let's see how well we can go. So I'm going to use this one. If I was doing my one time, I would be using this blessing for the 30% damage, but right now I'm not. Just want to see this. My highest so far is only 7.7 mil, so if you see someone else or you have other tips that would get you higher, I highly suggest like experimenting like for the first, maybe for the first half of the month, and then seeing how well you do in that time. And then afterward, for the second half of the month, you can go use that best team that you had. So like I sometimes keep a spreadsheet for all my teams, but this one has been doing the best so far. So as you can see, right now Minamata is taking constant damage, and then my healer is doing wonderfully. My Turkey is doing good damage, and then yes, we have that bleed and everything. Everything's doing well. And see that blue? You see that? If you saw that blue shield thing, that was basically like, well, not the shield up, but like just the blue shield. That was basically like I want to say invincibility, but it really wasn't. And so when you have Borscht, you want to get rid of that as fast as possible. However, I think I forgot to put an FA on my Borscht, so hopefully I didn't. But we'll see. Yeah, okay, I probably didn't. Alright, well, that kind of sucks, but we'll just do this for the experimentation. I'll probably maybe do another rerun later tomorrow, but yeah, we'll just see. Also, your disaster, if you didn't know, it ends earlier than the day ends, so you have to make sure that you hit it at least. Okay, see that blue shield, it did no damage because I didn't cleanse it fast enough, and so that's the reason why you need Borscht or Rum. Rum is also a good option, but I don't have speed on Rum because she's only like 2-star. And she would do more damage if she had a Brave, so that's what I'm doing. Anyway, but I think everything else is doing well. Natto's doing well. My damage is semi-decent, but it could be better. Yeah, I'm only semi-competitive, but this is just a guide for the Minamata. So, yeah, just DPS, 1 healer, preferably B Bump Up or someone with Team Cleanse, or Dispel, maybe Fondant tier 3, and then yeah, just DPS and everything else after that. It's pretty simple. If you read the wiki, they explain it very well. Probably better than I did in this video, but this is just a video guide for you guys. Yeah, and if you don't have good DPS like Turkey or others, then you can probably just settle for using like Black Tea and maybe other low star URs, preferably high star SRs versus low star. Like B52 would be okay. This is all early game, mid game stuff. It's good, another good one. Like vodka, black tea. I'm forgetting all my beginning FAs, but wait, do I still have time to restart? Okay, actually, you know what? This is what we do. Yeah, 58 seconds. I'm gonna go switch my FA on my Borscht. Borscht, mommy Borscht. Okay, hello. Give me speed FA, speed. Okay, good. You're done. Okay, let's go back. Go. 43 seconds. Boom, baby. Done. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be better. Oh, so scary. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, now Borscht is doing a lot more. You can see her animation going off a lot faster. See that cleansing fire thing? So yeah, okay, good. Whew. I'm so scared, bro. So Borscht does good teams cleanse and enemy dispel at the same time, so it's really nice to have her. She doesn't do as much damage as I would like her to do, but if you got her artifact, then she would be a really nice boost to your team as well. But I unfortunately didn't have enough stamina to go for her artifact because I was still waiting for Candy Cane and Fondant. Anyway, so yeah, if you don't have Borscht, other cleansing units, as we saw in the wiki, were like Beep and Bop, but she's like really rare, so good luck with that. Laba Kanji is probably your most stable option. You want to give her speed FA so that she can team cleanse your team as much as possible. You usually want to go for only 1 healer, because if you have 2 healers, then the damage you're doing is just very small because that's another space for a DPS and that you're not using. For enemy cleanse, there's Rum, of course, you can get from Do It All King, and I know that you only get her to 2 stars from that, but maybe if you use a speed FA, it would help you more with getting that shield off. But other notable options were Fondant Cake, tier 3, but then you would need a team cleanse instead. But yeah, just make sure there's a bullet point list that you need to fulfill to do the most damage, and as long as you're filling that out with your units, then you'll be good. And of course, I'm going to make a food soul guide which just looks over the general food souls and like how their basic skills apply and like the different types of skills that they can have. It's going to be very general, very vague, so that when new food souls come out, you can just notice the patterns immediately, and then oh my gosh, that blue shield just took all my energies. Okay, whatever. But you can just understand like what the purpose of a lot of the skills are, how to read the skills and how to apply them. But yeah, that's basically it. So we're nearing the end. It's almost 2 minutes, 1 more minute. If you do it at 1 time speed, it might be better for your damage, but then again, it might not. I don't know. Some people say that it lags a little bit more on 2 speed, so you might want to do 1 speed to maximize your damage, but it really doesn't matter for me because it's just a daily run. I usually get top 5. No, I don't get top 500. I get like top, I think 1000 with this one. So yeah, not too good, but I mean, I get my 15 crystals, so I'm happy with that. You should always hit your disaster no matter how much damage you do, because you get a minimum of 10 crystals per day, and that's just really nice for F2Ps. And I think my team just died because my board didn't do it fast enough. No, please die, please die. Yeah, when one part of your team dies, you want all your team to die so that you can revive as soon as possible. But my candy cane is being stupid and stubborn. Please don't do this, candy cane. Please don't, please don't, please don't. Oh my gosh, candy cane, shut up, shut up, shut up. Okay, there we go, thank you. Okay, now we can use it for revive. Only 15 seconds left. So yeah, that really sucks. That candy cane was super good, but also super bad. Okay. Yeah, I think my Borscht died first. I probably need her. I don't know. I'll see. We'll see. But yeah, yeah. So I only did 6.7 mil, which is terrible because of that. But we did okay. We did okay. So War Boss had ended. And so yeah. Just go over FAs right now, just really quick. So for her, I had a attack speed FA on her. If you have her, you might want to build a Inugami with maybe attack and attack speed, a Brave Inugami. This might work for some players, especially since this is 5-star and you already have good base stats for her, but I haven't had enough rerolls to get that Inugami to attack speed yet, so attack speed is priority and then you can focus on attack. My Nato has an attack speed FA, and I wish I had tier 4 because then we could spam more energy skills, but again, I'm just waiting for these UR artifact challenge tickets so that I can get energies. Anyway, so that's my Nato, and then I use my Rum. I probably should have used a better FA for her, but I mean, her artifact will come later. I used my Turkey, FA was decent, but yeah, I just really had to rush with this one, which I wish I didn't. And then for Bob, you could have used her, but she's 0-star right now, and so 0-star URs are generally all bad versus like other 5-star SRs. And then she only has 1k HP, so she would die anyway, so she wouldn't be viable. Anyway, other than that, I used Borscht. I think was the only SR that I used. You can use Lava Kanji as well. She's very stable, and then she has more HP since she's easier to ascend. And then Borscht, I got with the attack speed, so just hit that mark. That's the Minamata guide. And so I hope this helps with your damage. What did I rank for that? Disaster is almost over, or it is over. I only got to 678, so I'm almost top 500. No, I'm not, but that's a stretch. But before this build, it took me like a week of like trial and error to figure out which food souls are the best, and I probably still can like micromanage a little bit more, but I'm pretty confident that this Borscht team setup would be the best for Disaster. Anywho, so I hope this helps, and this is ChaoShaoBao Minamata Guide.